Saad bin Farooq here. Uh, I was working on a project which I'm very proud of. I've been working on it for like 5 or 6 days straight, 12 hours each day. So it is completed. So I would like to introduce this project, which is named as Blockchain Implementation in Supply Chain Domain. It is a proof of concept work. Basically, how it works is that I have identified the key need of a supply chain process, which is that the transactions are very ambiguous and can be involved in fraudulent activities. We can solve this problem by applying blockchain technology in it. As you know, in various organizations, there is a lot of corruption in purchasing and supply chain domains. So the easiest way to tell you how it works that they take out a document from a file and replace it with a fraudulent one and make it seem legit when it isn't. So this blockchain technology is implemented in such a way that uh, no page or no aspect of the project can be replicated. Even if I tried to, I have designed the software. If I tried to change it, I could not, because it is so well fortified. And the I won't get into the intricacies about how it works, but it is very hard to uh, break through. And the amount of work and the amount of computing power it would need to crack it would be like futile for the amount of data it can damage, which it will reject on its own if you even tried with a lot of computing power. So let's get into it. First of all, I have basically introduced a very simple basic qisam ka structure. I have basically three parties, which are suppliers, manufacturers, and buyers. Suppliers are like the people who sell raw material, and then there are manufacturers which manufacture the product, and then there are the buyers. First of all, let's add suppliers. So here we are in suppliers management. Let's add supplier, let's say Saad. We add him and he's added. We'll go back and do the same for a manufacturer. We'll say Hassan, add manufacturer. We'll go back, add buyer. We'll say Noor and go back. Now we have a basic supply chain set up. Now what we need to do is to add relationships between them, like suppliers, which supplier is connected to which manufacturer and to which buyer. Let's establish relationships. Okay, let's start with supplier and we'll choose Saad. Target manufacturer, which was Hassan, and we'll establish a relationship supplier component supplier. Okay, and we'll add relationship. The relationship has been added successfully. Now let's uh, select manufacturer Hassan, target type buyer, target member Noor, and relationship type preferred retailer. Okay, now we'll add a relationship. The relationship is added. Now when we go back to home and view the supply chain, we can see that buyer preferred retailer, component supplier preferred retailer. Okay, so this the relationships has been made, and the numbers represent their IDs, like the primary key in SQL. Uh, they are represented by those numbers. Okay, let's move on. Now let's add a transaction. Now we are going to put up transaction. Let's say 50. These transactions will be picked up by the relationship which we have made just now. And we said parts received. Thanks. We'll add the transaction. As you can see, the blockchain has been made. 50 is the amount. The receiver is 4, sender was 1, and 1 and 4 are the IDs. And the part received is this, timestamp is this, transaction has been made. This is a blockchain, a simple blockchain. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now let's suppose we say uh, buy a preferred retailer. We say we sell it to the buyer at 100. And do this and add a transaction. Okay, so here's another blockchain being made. Receiver 3, sender 3, amount 100. Okay, now going back to home. Now when we see the blockchain, it will be made. Okay, parts received, timestamp. This is a very simple illustration of a blockchain that's been working. Now, I didn't get into the nitty-gritty of the hashtags and SHA-256 and all that. That's all behind the scenes work. But the thing you see is that the ledger you can see is accessible and viewable by all the members of the supply chain who are involved in that blockchain and the supply chain. So there is no counterfeit or shortcut or corruption that can be done. All these parties can see the transaction being made and they don't approve it directly, but their systems and the network of the computer system, which is underlying in this process, that they verify each and every transaction. Like there is no central authority between that. It's not that I am sitting here and approving every transaction like a central bank or something like that. Every device participating in the supply blockchain verifies and approves these transactions. So there is no getting away with a counterfeit or forgery or anything like that. So I think this is a hefty or a very nifty solution for us. And just want to show you the behind the scenes of the SQL, MySQL workbench. These are the tables which I have been made. These are the buyers table, manufacturer relationship, supplier transaction, and so on. This is the query which I wrote to initiate this uh, database, and this is the code. And regarding the code, this code has been uploaded on GitHub, which is open source. Anybody can see it and use it to the best of their abilities. And I do not want any compensation annual, but there is the thing that this technology should be implemented in our supply chains. If I can do it, then the master programmers or the gurus of computer science can easily do it. So this is just a proof of concept. Okay. So this is the add buyers HTML file that add manufacturers, add relationships, menu, and so on, and all the other files. I hope this was something that inspired you to do something for the betterment of the society and of everything. And I want to lastly but not least, I would love to thank Allah Almighty, which guided me through this project. It was very tough, but I like pushed through it, and it is only and only my Allah's will and Allah's mercy that I completed this project. Thank you.